In the southern part of Mexico, there is a narrow strip of land known as the Isthmus of Tehuantepec, which is crossed by a branch of the National Railways of Mexico, extending itself from Puerto Mexico to Salina Cruz, a distance of about 190 miles. Prior to the opening of the Panama Canal, this railway played a most important part in transportation between the Atlantic and the Pacific Oceans, the route being 1,250 miles shorter than the Panama Canal route between New York and San Francisco. The ever-increasing Panama Canal traffic has necessitated the rehabilitation of the old Isthmus route, and the Mexican government, in keeping with its policy of cooperating with the United States, is already dredging the harbor of Salina Cruz with the idea of restoring it to its former status as one of the most important ports on the Pacific coast. A few miles inland from this strategic harbor lies the quaint little town of Tehuantepec, where fiestas are celebrated in a spirit of gaiety that is typical of this region. In appreciation of a bountiful harvest, it is the custom here to shower fruit into the plaza square. This odd custom is also considered to be an act of thanksgiving, as well as an expression of hope that the coming year may be one of plenty. After the throwing of the fruit ceremony, a procession led by crudely decorated ox teams moves along the main thoroughfare to a church, while the local band holds forth in all its primitive glory. These costumes are especially designed for religious services, and seeing the Tehuanas wearing them to church on Sunday and fiesta days is one of the most colorful sights in this region. Almost from childhood, the women of Tehuantepec assume all of the domestic responsibilities and most of the duties outside the home, so that the social status of the community resembles that of a matriarchy. In spite of their assumption of masculine prerogatives, however, they have retained an unusual degree of feminine charm, and their woman-like appreciation for the beautiful manifests itself particularly in their self-embroidered costumes. Some of the French soldiers who came to Mexico during the reign of Maximilian married Tehuantepec women, who are said to be the most beautiful Indian women in all of Mexico. And this, plus previous Spanish blending, accounts for much of the exotic beauty that is characteristic of present-day Tehuanas. The gold necklaces, earrings, and bracelet are made up of $5, $10, and $20 gold pieces in the coin of the United States, and the custom of wearing them is said to date back to the California gold rush days, when American prospectors crossing the Isthmus lingered a while in Tehuantepec. Some of the adventurous prospectors, lured by the beauty and grace of the native women, remained and married them, thereby enhancing the traditional beauty and industry of their granddaughters. Their unique headgear serves a twofold purpose, as by a simple rearrangement, it can be made suitable for religious or for festive occasions. From Tehuantepec to the city of Oaxaca is about 50 miles, and a modern road is now being constructed to connect these ancient towns. This road is also to be part of the great Pan-American Highway, which, when completed, will extend itself from Alaska to Argentina as an artery of friendship and goodwill between the peoples of North and South America. The present city of Oaxaca, which is the capital of the state that bears its name, was built by the Spaniards over 4 centuries ago on the site of an ancient Indian capital. And today it presents an interesting contrast with the nearby ruins of Monte Albán. In this city of tombs and temples are the remains of the Zapotec and Mixtec civilizations dating from the 11th century. The Indians lived in the surrounding fertile valleys and built these temples to their gods. Human skeletons, funeral urns, precious jewelry, and many other priceless treasures have recently been excavated from these ruins. Among the well-known collectors of Indian relics is the famous Mexican artist, Diego Rivera, who probably has the largest private collection in the world. And here are a few examples. Perhaps there is no greater authority on Indian civilizations than Diego Rivera, and his museum in Mexico City is a favorite haunt for those who are fortunate enough to be the guests of this world-famous artist, philosopher, and archaeologist. Senor Rivera told us that most of the fortune which he has made from painting his internationally famous murals has been spent in gathering Indian relics, which he values at over $1 million. Vying in antiquity with these relics is the world-famous cypress tree at Oaxaca, said to be the oldest and largest of its kind in existence. It has been a living witness to the transitions of time, dating back 1,500 years or more, and no doubt one of the most colorful events which it witnessed was the exotic plume dance, reenacted here for our benefit. Dancing is a popular pastime with the Zapotec Indians, and the plume dance is given to depict the conquest of Mexico by Cortez. The leader of the dance represents Moctezuma, the famous emperor of the Aztecs, whose brave warriors were captured by the Spanish soldiers. The Indians make their own costumes for this dance, using dyed turkey feathers in their unusual headdress. The earliest history of the 100 and some odd Indian tribes which inhabited Mexico at the time of the conquest remains an unsolved mystery, but it is believed that their ancestors migrated from Asia by way of the Alaskan Peninsula anywhere from 10 to 20,000 years ago. And so the dance goes on in Oaxaca, its untiring and unchanging tempo, symbolizing, as it were, the spirit of the Indians, who contribute so much to the color and mysticism of exotic Mexico.